Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined this evening with Sankara via audio. Sankara, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, Ben. How about you?
We are managing here. We are trying to make ends meet, even though wanasema.
That's great. We're also surviving here.
um, how is the
Things are
beautiful
the way they are.
uh, how is the beautiful city of Kisumu doing?
Kisumu is, I can't say it's good, I can't say it's bad. We cannot keep on losing young people every week. And we say
Mm,
Kisumu is doing fine. Kisumu is not doing well.
mhm.
And people are dying over petty things like phone theft and blah, blah.
But now, when we look at the security, especially in Kisumu, where um, you find that even during the day, somebody's just being smuggled and robbed, and no actions is being taken, and you know, how could it make it a safe havens even for business, even for those who are coming to tour the area?
But security is now, I think narrows down to the economic situation. Young
Yeah.
people have resorted to theft, which is not justification for
Mm.
robbing and maiming citizens. Because what we see,
You are breaking. I don't know what's wrong with your
the
internet. You're
neck,
kind of breaking.
you can hear me.
You are breaking.
I don't know, sure,
Sankara, you are
I think
breaking.
you can hear me, Ben.
Yeah, I can hear you, but like you are
You can hear
breaking.
me now.
Yes.
Okay, let me clear.
Yeah.
Sure, you keep that.
You are still breaking. You are still breaking. Hello, Sankara. Hello, Sankara. All right, thank you so much. We were just talking with the Sankara, but seemingly there is a issue to do maybe with internet.
Can you?
Yes, I can hear you, but you are
You can
breaking.
hear me now clearly.
Yes. Hello, Sankara, can you hear me? Hello, Sankara. All right, thank you so much. I was hosting Sankara this evening, but seemingly we might not be coordinating well, maybe due to internet on his side. But that one does not mean that we should not continue with a conversation. But let me share with you some of the trending news, especially right now. That's trending in Kenya right now. Um, there's a there's Mike Sonko accuses Robert Alai of land grabbing in Nairobi upscale areas. If you are on the internet today, you will see there's a bit of exchange that was taking. Mike Mbuvi Sonko made a video that was accusing Alai of robbing or grabbing some land on in Nairobi. Former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has leveled fresh accusation against Kileleshwa MCA Robert Alai Robert Alai, alleging that he is involved in multiple attempts to take over privately owned parcels of land in several upscale Nairobi estates such as Runda, Kileleshwa, and Lavington. That is what Sonko is accusing Alai of, and we are waiting for response from Alai. Okay, there's also another trending tab here. Zimbabwean businessman linked to controversial JKI expansion deal. IMC Construction Kenya Limited by Zimbabwean businessman Wicknell Chaivoya with history of scandal like failed of about US dollars of 183 million solar project secured a stake of dollars 2.9 billion to expand the to expand. Hey Sankara, hello Sankara. Mm, okay, Sankara, how are you doing? Sankara?
I believe you can now hear me, Ben.
Yes, I can hear you.
Or I'm still breaking.
No, you now you are audible. You're not breaking. Okay, we were talking about the security in Kisumu City, and we are asking how will it make it safe events even for those who want to invest in Kisumu if all these um, people being attacked during the day, you know, and what are the relevant authorities doing, especially to make sure that um, this issue is dealt with? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Sankara, your internet is not working.
No,
Yeah,
these
seems to.
broad-based characters are jamming my signal.
Mm. Okay.
The broad-basers are jamming my signal.
Yeah, so you keep on breaking and we cannot get you. You know, you are
Still, you can't get me.
yeah, you're still breaking. You are still breaking big time. You're still breaking big time. Maybe just um, check on your internet because like I cannot hear you. Okay, thank you so much for everyone that is watching. We are still fixing the internet on the other side so that we can have a conversation. And I'm seeing my good friend Simamo is asking for the link. Let me try if I can share with you the link so that you can also come and share with us what is happening. Okay, let me see. Okay, thank you so much. And today we wanted to talk about the rise of Goonism. Inside the political Goonism that we are seeing is on the rise, especially um, in Kenya. And this is being done by politicians. And how can Kenyan stop this? That is what we are going to discuss today. So let me wait for Msimamo to join in. As we wait also for Makobura. All right, as we wait for Sankara and the rest of the team to join in, I hope today you were able also to watch what was taking place in the Senate, where um, uh, some revelation actually came out from Homa Bay County. And just to go and some of the things that we picked from Homa Bay County during that Senate. One of them was the pit latrine. Hey, unajua pit latrine? Wale ambao wanajua pit latrine ya nyumbani. Governor for Homa Bay has said that she has said that they built a two-door pit latrine in Homa Bay at a cost of Kenya shillings 500,000. The amount covered both the excavation work and construction of the facility. Me and you know very well the pit latrine, how it looks like. So I don't know the one for Homa Bay. I wish they could also share with us the pictures so we could see how the the latrine looks like, the pit latrine looks like. But most of the time, for those who have participated, especially, or those who have involved themselves in constructing, such like a normal one can cost up to around 70,000 or at most 150. So we need to check. I don't know. Yes, Sankara, you back?
I'm back. I don't know what is happening. The broad-based adherents, I think, are jamming my signal.
Okay, we were talking about the security in Kisumu.
Yes, so the security issue, community policing is one of the ways to deal with security. I don't think this issue of killing people is a justification. I think everyone commits a crime and they need to be given a second chance. So this mob justice is not that helpful. I believe killing sends a strong message, but it's not human enough. Some of these young people are senseless. They are drug addicts. They need to be rehabilitated, uh, subjected to services, and later integrated into the society for once nation building. So this
Yeah.
issue of mob justice is not justice in itself. And I think it undermines our constitutional provisions on the right to life. There is a legal procedure that one ought to have been taken through before
Yeah.
they are actually found guilty or not. So when we take law into our hands, we've seen instances where innocent people have been gagged and probably subjected to mob justice. Later on, facts coming to exonerate them from the possible aforementioned crimes. So it is good that we form community policing. The border are coming up and they are not organized. In fact, they are the real criminals. They are taking law into their hands. Where I come from, when I was in primary, I witnessed a person who was killed over mistaken identity. I don't
Yes.
think we need to entertain such. We need to let the law take its course and the law enforcers to do their job constitutionally and religiously without bias, because the goonship issue is also coming in. Some of these goons are so powerful that they are aged men. Whenever they are arrested, they can summon to release them. So that also angers and triggers the mob justice. So the people feel like when they are arrested, they are not charged. Instead, they are released on orders from the goon masters, which jeopardizes security. So they resort to lynching, which is not that right. So we really need to get people to do their job without fear or favor. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Maybe there's also something that we need to touch on, but not to discuss more about it. There's this 2 billion that was set aside, especially to compensate the victims, especially of political violence, and there are quite a number of people who have a divided opinion, especially how do you compensate without them getting justice, without even going through processes that we are talking about the June, especially the victims of June 2025, this finance bill protest that saw quite a number of young people lost their lives. How do you then come up and say that we've set about around 2 billion, and how are we going to quantify that? Because maybe your child was lost, you had a bullet, you're still nursing some bullet wounds. How are we going to quantify and know like this is what is just for everyone?
When justice is relative, there is sorry. There are two types of
Response.
justice. I will not mention them.
Mhm,
There is one that takes you to, it's like the principle of insurance that takes you to subrogation, taking you to your initial state. But that
mhm.
is not the issue here. Uh, the issue is not about compensation. The issue is about responsibility.
Yeah.
If we allow people to be compensated, then I can wake up, kill anybody, and because I have money, I can pay. That is the language the government is saying. It's not about compensation, it's
Mhm,
about responsibility, it's
mhm,
about prevention.
mhm,
Even the police, they operate in an act that gives them power to prevent crime, where they
mhm,
can arrest you without following the due process. If you are suspected to be planning to commit a felony,
mhm,
then why should we not subject those who have carelessly or mishandled their firearms
yeah.
process to an extent that those who are process also learn the pain of doing the same?
Mhm. Okay, I think like we lost you again, and as we still wait for Msimamo, I really shared the link with you. I don't know whether you were able to access that link, but I did share it with you. Yes, Msimamo, habari gani? Msimamo, habari gani?
Salama ndugu, hali
Kwema, uko vipi?
na nashukuru ndugu yangu, si nawe na huko.
Funny
Naona leo
today, this is funny today how my phone is just jumping from one level to the other.
uh, I
Yes,
see.
so it's not about paying people.
Mm,
It's about people, individuals bestowed with the responsibility to protect and preserve lives, taking responsibility. Look at the case of Baby Pendo.
mm.
Up
But
to date, nothing is seemingly moving. There is compromise from within. There is element of resistance of investigators and such like cases. So we really need to get the goodwill to
mm,
move the mountain.
mm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have one of our friends has joined us here. Is called Msimamo. Msimamo, habari gani?
Salama ndugu yangu, hali yako?
Mi niko vizuri. Habari za kwako?
Huku bwana, tumshukuru Mungu, tuko wazima.
Mm,
Changamoto hapa na pale, lakini tunasema yote ni kawaida
mm.
ya sio wanadamu, lakini awali ya yote nimsalimie ndugu yangu Sankara hapo,
Mm.
atupashe aswa yale ambayo tulikuwa nayategea sasa sana 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 pata. Kwa
Oh,
kweli niko sawa ndugu yangu, back to you.
okay. Asante sana. So Sankara, I was on you because we were talking about this compensation. Then I will invite also my friend to weigh his thoughts on what precedent do we set, especially for future generation, especially when it comes to uh, protest that is enshrined in our Constitution, Article 37, in a situation whereby people go on protest, then they end up losing their life. Then at the end of the day, we say that we will compensate you. What feature do you, or what precedent do we set in a constitutional democracy? I think we've lost Sankara maybe. Msimamo, unanisikiza?
Safi kabisa, sawa, kama kawa kama dawa wanakupata kwa hali ile bomba zaidi.
Okay, tulikuwa tunazungumzia hii riba ambayo labda serikali wanataka kupeana kwa wale ambao walipata kupoteza wenzao ama familia yao wakati watu walikuwa na maandamano, na kuna pesa ambayo ilitengwa takriban bilioni 2 ambapo itatumika sana sana kulipa wale ambao waliathirika. Labda wewe kwako hii wewe unaiona vipi? Unaona ni sahihi ama unaona sheria ifuate mkondo wake, kila mtu apate haki na tujue ni nani alifanya hivi na hivi?
Kupewa hiyo kiuno ya mgongo, mna uongo si kazi, ndugu yangu Beni, huwezi yanunua maisha ya mtu. So hicho kiuno ya mgongo kinafaa kupewanwa baada ya kwanza, jambo la kwanza limefanyika, wale waliofanya hivi tumewashuhudia kizimbani kwa haya walioyafanya. Hiyo ndo haki, lakini hii inafanyika ni tonge la mkononi. Na kama kawaida tonge la mkononi halishibishi. Unaoshibisha ni wamvuleni ama ule wa kwenye safuria ama wa kwenye sahani kwa njia nyingine. Kwa maana hiyo, hili ni tonge la mkononi. Kwa maana gani? Unanipaje kwanza hela ile, unanitengea hiyo hela kwanza unilipe. Ikiwa kwanza wale waliofanya hivi sijajua haki yangu, kwamba hawa watu wamechukua mkono wa sheria, wamefanya kazi ya hakuna. So haina tija kwamba umemtengea budget kulipa wale ambao waliathirika wakati wa uchaguzi na wale ambao hiyo si issue. Issue ni hawa waliofanya hivi wamewajibika haswa kisawasawa kwa mujibu wa sheria, na ikiwa hili halijafanyika wala halijachiliwa makasi ndani, hajachiliwa pondo zaidi, basi hii pesa inaolipwa itakuwa haina thamani. Maana kesho ya siku ina maana kwamba wale waliofanya hivi watafanya vile vile, then kwenye bajeti zetu zitakuwa sasa tunatenga wale tutawalipa, wale wenye kufanya wataendelea kufanya, kwenye bajeti tutakuwa tunatenga, kwa sababu Kenya ni nchi ya historia. Kwa hivyo itachukuliwa kwamba unajua, mwaka fulani jambo kama hili lilifanyika, tena bajeti ya serikali hiyo ya wakati huo ikaweza kutenga bilioni hizo za kuhesabu kuweza kucompensate, but when are we going to end up? Hii sasa haya mauaji ya kiholela na utovu wa nidhamu na kutumia nguvu kupita kiasi, kwa mfano haswa hii masuala kwa mnazungumzia Goonism. So Goonism iendelee, watu wameua, then tunapelekea kiunua mgongo familia. Will it stop ile tabia ambayo ipo? So kwa kweli mimi nasema kweli si katai kuweza kuwapa kiunua mgongo, lakini kwanza ingefuata haki kisha kiunua mgongo baadaye. Asante.
Sankara, you know, one of the things that I was asking myself, especially as a country, we usually have what we call the constitutional democracy. And how does constitutional democracy works? You know, there's a way it works, but now when you look at how this compensation is going to take place, compensation is good, yes, but there are some other avenues that are being left without being touched. Because, like, for instance, if a constitutional democracy can operate in a situation whereby if people go on protest and their rights are violated, then later you come and compensate them, then how is that one going to be possible? You know, then how is that constitution then going to protect this right, especially Sankara? Let's take, like, now, if you're looking at the way the compensation is going to take place, because, like, we are going to quantify and not follow the procedures by the law, or maybe going to the courts, and we say that the people, their rights were violated, and now we say that because your rights were violated, now we are compensating you. What precedent do we set for future, especially when it comes to violation of rights, of human rights? Mr. Sankara.
Ben, I believe we are setting a precedent of carelessness. We are setting a precedent of I don't care. We are setting a precedence where I can do what I want as long as I know my pockets are full. We are setting a precedence where people don't take responsibility. The right to compensation is not in the constitution, but the right to peaceful protest under the state protection is a constitutional, inalienable right enshrined in our governing laws. So let us effect and strengthen the provisions of the Constitution, the right to peaceful assembly and protest. We've seen instances where police collude with goons to distract peaceful protest,
Yeah.
peaceful gatherings, and peaceful assemblies, which is unconstitutional. So it is not about compensation, it's about living the constitutional provision. Let us see when police shoot somebody. For example, in the United States of America, law enforcers do not misuse their firearms because responsibility narrows back to individuals, and you serve as an example. I think we need to borrow a leaf from that area. And we don't need a new constitution to affect this. Kenyan constitution is one of the best constitutions globally.
Yeah.
The problem is goodwill. The problem is goodwill. Political goodwill, because there is conflict of interest. Agun has been arrested for violating the right to peaceful assembly, but because the goon was acting on instructions of somebody who is way above the constitution, quote unquote, they are protected. The case is killed. You had the bishop giving his side of the story.
Yes.
And you realize a big man was involved, and the big man did not want to see the case, see the laws of the courts.
Yeah.
Yes. So at the end of the day, the goodwill is what cost us. The day we will start holding police by their balls, you shoot, you kill, you are gone. I mean, you take responsibility. I think we are going to have people. We are going to have people who are taking care of the citizens as they are required by the law.
Okay, maybe before
At
you
the end
end.
of the day, anybody can arrest.
Yeah.
Anybody can arrest anybody, but it is their work. We pay taxes. We train them. We finance their lifestyle. We harm them. It is their responsibility to ensure that whenever I'm in the streets, I shouldn't be hit by a stone. That's why the police are misusing the right to be informed of the protest. That is not a constitutional requirement. There is nowhere in the constitution that is indicated that we must tell the police that we are going to protest. And in most cases, they confuse information or rather notification with request. The police has no constitutional right to decide when, where, and how the protest should happen. The constitution had pronounced itself clearly that every citizen, unarmed, has the right to peaceful assembly as long as they are unarmed. The police concern. The government provides security, not them.
I think we are losing you again. This is a conversation maybe msimamo maybe kama msimamo utakuwa na jambo la kusema, lakini kabla hujasema jambo you are still breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, you're breaking. As you still as we still continue, I was saying this, Mzimamo and Sankara, when you come to the rights, these are rights that are enshrined in our constitution. These rights are to me, I would say, in a working environment or in a working society, the rights sometimes you cannot sell them, and human life, especially when people are protesting, these are the rights that should be protected under the law and under our constitution. And when these freedoms,
Baba,
when these freedoms, for example, reaches a point whereby we do not want to go into the specifics, because remember, there was this time that immediately after the protest where the CS for security was saying, hey, Sankara, mute. We can get everything that you're saying. So where I think like it was at some point, the president also made some remark on how they should be shot on the leg and they go to the hospital and all that. Yeah, and now when they do that, because that is a shoot to kill order, when they do that, then why are then again maybe you can compensate it. Where msimamo unaona vipi? Unasema vipi?
Wajua, mimi ndio maana hapa mimi huwa nasema la kuvunda siku zote halina ubani. Kwa sababu gani? Hata utafute nini la kuvunda, cha kuvunda kishavunda tu. Kwa hiyo unakuta kwamba wao ndo walipiana hii maagizo, vunja wao kwa miguu, piga wao risasi kwa miguu, masaa huo akadungwa mguu na nini, na mwisho akaenda. Then unasema sasa nyamaza, kulia, nina kakitu hapa nitakupa ili kusudi angalau ufute machozi. Yule mwenye amefanya lile bado anatamba kwa budget, ameongezewa pesa nyingi ajabu. Kwa sababu hili lawama kwa nini alipeleka kwa askari wetu ni kama hili ambalo Sankara amelizungumza. Compensation haiko kwa katiba. Kile kipo kwa katiba ni peaceful demonstration. Yani yale maandamano yapo haswa, ili mradi hawana silaha, hamna silaha, hamvunji sheria. So hawa gunzi wanajitokeza katikati kutrap na kuvunja maduka na watu, ni jukumu la askari kuweza kuwakamata. Lakini pia tukiwakamata si sawa wavunje miguu na kuwaua, wapelekeni kwenye vyombo vya husika ambavyo vinahusika na sheria. Sasa leo wameshavunjwa miguu, oda imetoka, unaona wamevunjwa miguu, then askari wale waliopewa oda ya kuvunja miguu bado wanatamba kwenye budget wameongezewa haswa mguu mkubwa. Alafu ndio sasa kuna katonge kama mkononi kale ambako kataweza kurambishwa wale ambao wanaweza kuathirika, alafu serikali ijibambe kifua kwamba wamefanya jambo. Sometimes zinauma.
Okay. All right. Sankara, maybe to share with us with the rise of Goonism, whereby now it has become the order of the day. Yesterday I was watching a clip whereby one of the people who was being interviewed alleges that they were procured, and at the end of the day, they were supposed to be given between 1,000 and 2,000. They were told even where to designate the place that they should go and park their motorbikes. The guy also alleged that there were some plainclothes police officers that also were involved, but when they realized there was CCTV, then they had to change their mind. When you listen to that interview, what does it tell you actually as a country, especially when you listen to that, if someone confesses those allegations that were being confessed on that interview? Okay, it's that I'm not able to get Sankara. Msimamo, labda sijui kama umepata nafasi ya kutazama ile kanda ambayo ule jamaa alikuwa anapatiwa mahojiano, akasema jinsi hayo mambo yalitekelezwa. Labda hii inakupatia sura gani ya nchi ambayo tunaishi na viongozi wake?
Yaani kwa kweli inatupa hati kwa sababu cha msingi na ustawi wa taifa, maendeleo, uchumi, yote hayo ni bure ikiwa taifa halina usalama wa kutosha. So hii masuala haya kwamba nilifuatilia kwamba wananchi wanatumika, yani haswa kuweza kwa njia ambazo kwa kweli zinatamausha, kwa sababu hiyo ukisikiza hiyo interview kwa kweli unashindwa tunaelekea haswa wapi kama taifa. Yani ikiwa sasa imetumika wenyewe kwa wenyewe, tulane wenyewe kwa wenyewe, kwa sababu huyo Guni anayetumika ni mjaa, yule ndamuo ni mjaa, wenye navyo wamekaa pembeni. So katika hiyo hali hii inatamausha kwa kweli, lakini wacha tu Goonism. Je, kiusalama kwa mtu kale haswa katika mpaka yake katika hali kama hii, je itakuwaje kama taifa litalitia manani hili na linachezewa hivi haswa karata ambayo si ya msingi? Kwa sababu kama atachukuliwa hapa aende mahali aidiwe kwamba na mwisho wa siku ni 2,000 zenye ambazo anaenda kufanya kitu ambacho hakina maana, either kublock viongozi au kwenda kuzusha mahali angalau haswa inatamausha. Lakini je, lini hao watakoma kama pengine haswa hao wenye ambao ni viongozi ndio ambao wanawaficha na kuwatuma? Tatu, sheria itafanyaje kazi ikiwa haswa ni wenye kuagizwa na kutuma na kutumika? Ndio unakuta mwisho wa siku unakuta kwamba ile jambo la shida hata si nilielezeje ndugu yangu Benz, kwa sababu yani taifa tulipofia kwa kweli hatuna jinsi ila kuona kwamba tunaregesha hatima ya nchi na hadhi ya nchi ilivyokuwa tangia awali, kwa sababu kwa kweli inauma. Na nilimsikiza mimi masuala hayo yote ndio zungumza haswa kwamba wanatumika hivyo. So najiuliza haswa kwa kweli tunaelekea wapi? Kama tu sisi wenyewe tunaweza malizana wenyewe kwenyewe kwa sababu ya wachache ambao na ukiangalia ni sawa, kwa sababu mtu amekaa hapa taifa halina kazi, watoto wengi hawana kazi, wengi hawana kazi kabisa. Hii inatumika because wengi hawana kazi. Hii imetokea na mtu ana shida yake, tembo 2, tembo 5, tembo 10, tembo 15, tembo 20, uongo kwenda kufanya lisilo kwenda. Bora tu mdomo uingie nani na mkono uingie kwa nani uingie kinywani jioni, au matumizi hapa na pale. So kwa kweli ni viongozi ambao hawana kujali, wako kwa mamlaka piga ua. Pili ni ile kwamba kuna leadership, alafu na hii ingine sio mnahitaji hii kwa Kiingereza kuna leadership, alafu kuna hii ingine ambayo inatumiwa kama kurule, unaona, kama amarula, unaona, these are rulers. So we are now being led by rulers who believe on themselves. Kila wanaamini ndicho kifanyike, ukiwapinge na kuwa kikwazo kwa sababu wao ndio watawala. So sasa tumerejesha katika utawala wala si kwa uongozi ambao mwenye kuongozwa ndiye mwenye kusema kwa mujibu wa katiba, kwa sababu haya yanafanyika kwa watawala. Lakini si kwa nchi ambayo ni yetu, ambayo tuna katiba ambayo ni bomba kama tulionayo, unaona. Kwa hiyo yangu lawama simlaumu, na laumu haswa mwenye kumtuma anafanya hivi kwa nia gani? Because of power, because of money, because ya kuona mwenzake amemzidi mbavu, unaona, ama kuona kwamba huyu jamaa atanisumbua kule mbele, wacha tumalizane mazima. So kama tutakwenda katika hiyo hali, je, tutaelekea wapi kama taifa? Kwa hiyo mimi sina usemi mwingi ndugu yangu Ben, asante.
Okay, kabla Sankara hajaongea, wacha nicheze hii kanda ndio sasa tujue mambo iko vipi.
Who allegedly hired by a sitting Nairobi member of parliament to disrupt a post-budget meeting at All Saints Cathedral last Friday. In his confession, the man narrates how they were hired on Thursday evening to disrupt a political meeting organized by one of the opposition figures, only to learn on Friday morning that they were to stage an attack at All Saints Cathedral. The goon, who is in fear of arrest, also alleged that they are always accompanied by plainclothes police officers in the operation that include terrorizing members of the public. Garete Njoroge has more.
4 days after the country was treated to yet another ugly scene of goons terrorizing innocent Kenyans at All Saints Cathedral, one of the men hired to disrupt the post-budget review meeting has revealed to Citizen TV how the operation was planned and executed with blessings from politicians and security officers. The heads up came from one of their team members.
Akatuambia kuna shughuli ya Rigathi Gachagua tao. Sasa pia kuambia kuna shughuli, tukauliza ndio ngapi, tukaambiwa na 2,000. Sasa huko na hiyo time ya kuuliza, tukaambiwa kila mtu mnatafuta pikipiki, mnakaa watu wawili kwa pikipiki na mwenye pikipiki.
Once they got to town, the brief changed. They were redirected to All Saints Cathedral. Their mission, to disrupt a meeting organized by members of the civil society to discuss the budget. He claims police officers in plainclothes were part of the group and were in charge of giving direction.
Fika huko tukaingia na mapikipiki. Kama polisi tulikuwa nao akatuambia, hii inachoma, tutoe mapikipiki tuende tupaki nje. Kuna mahali tuliodeshwa hapo kando wale watengeneza barabara. Tukaeka mapikipiki. Tuliambiwa kutakuwa na CCTV. Sasa mmoja wetu akaona CCTV, sasa ikalitashia zama polisi pia wenye walisikia kuna CCTV wakageuka watu. Sasa akaanza kukimbizana na watu, akaanza kukuaje. Sasa hapo ndio sisi tulitoka mbio mpaka hata tukulipiwa huko. Tulikuwa tunakuja kuletewa pesa kama tumeshafika huko kwetu.
For him, this is not an isolated incident.
Okay, Sankara, I think you heard that. He said they were hired with one of the elected member of parliament, elected leader in Nairobi. That is, and the initial was that they were told that Rigathi Gachagua must be having a function in the CBD, so they were going to disrupt that function. So does it mean that Rigathi Gachagua should not have any meetings in the city? And also he has alleged that there were plainclothes police officers that are also involved. What do you say about that? Hey, Makobura.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Niko salama nashukuru.
Nairobi inakupeleka aje?
Nairobi kama kawaida tunang'ang'ana. Hali jam kama kawaida. Saa zingine unashindwa tunaelekea wapi?
Okay. Makobura, we pia ni mtu ambaye amependa mpira ya kandanda. Unafuatilia sana?
Yes, I do. But of late, I'm surprised that the World Cup is going on, but there is no much interest amongst the people. And you know, football is one of those things that really brings people together, or rather entertains. It is one of those things that whenever they are on, you will automatically know. I'm wondering what really has happened this time around. And again, maybe to just
go ahead.
Of it is, I think by the decision of this World Cup being taken to the United States of America, and also by the many things that maybe people have experienced with America. Some of them are not finding it more attractive to be following. More so again after the. No. I don't know whether you saw. I don't know whether you saw the referee from Somalia who was denied an entry in the United States of America. Such kind of things have made it, I think, a little bit tough for people to find themselves being more active and following what is going on. And again, if you can remember the first game, you remember the South Africa Bafana playing with Mexico. And again, being that South Africa as a country has not treated fellow Africans very well. Africans decided, so many countries decided to support and to even make a lot of jokes that they are only supporting Mexico. Something that also then turned out to be, it turned to the advantage. We saw Mexico, of course, finding its way and making it a little bit tough um, for South Africa to
Okay, so before I leave you to continue with the Musimamo, there are quite a number of things that the 2026 World Cup has, the surprises that has come. The big teams, especially the big names, teams like Brazil, that are usually known for classic display or their talents, especially when it comes to football. They did not do well at their opening match. We also saw Spain was held 1-1. And the African team, that is Ivory Coast, were the first to score. I think like in the history, they was the first to score, especially in the first match, the opening match of their game. And today we are going to watch France versus Senegal. And, we are going to see, but something that I would want to maybe to say that I tend to believe this time around, if I'm not wrong, that either two African teams will be in the quarterfinals. So that is my take.
I can say it's possible because it's very tough to start an analysis or to give a specific analysis for a World Cup that is just starting, and of course it's starting with on a funny note, whereby even the shift and the interest and even the support that people are giving is not that much as compared to the many World Cups that we've always witnessed. So maybe we just wait and see how it's going to turn out. You are muted.
Will be here. We are talking about African teams. We will talk about African teams and see how they've managed to, or what they've done. But for now, we were talking about the rise of Goonism and can Kenyans stop it? So I would give an opportunity to continue with the Musimamo as I attend to other issues. Thank you so much, Mr. Makobura.
Okay, thank you so much for being here with us, and allow me to just say hi to our good friend Simamo, and as well to acknowledge our good friends who are watching at the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone. And Simamo, I don't know whether you had said hi. Maybe I can give you a chance. I've just joined. Simamo? Simamo, are you there? Okay, thank you. Allow me to just acknowledge the presence of Brenda, June Wesley, and everyone who is watching. And just, of course, to remind you that this is the Benson Media. We're also live on our sister channel, Kikao na Sauti. Thank you so much, Eric Osewe, Franklin Otieno, and everyone who is watching. We really appreciate your time and, of course, your views. Bwana Msimamo, kindly confirm if you are there so that we can proceed. And as we wait for him, the topic that we are having today, inside political Goonism in Kenya, will Kenyan stop it? Of course, this is a conversation that has been going on in Kenya. We've seen a series of goons here and there, something that is really worrying. And it's not the first time. We saw this during the demonstration we saw this during so many activities. The last one we've seen them in church, being sent in church. We've seen them being used by the political class on different occasions. And, the question that people are asking and people are worried about is how safe are we? How safe are we? Bwana Msimamo,
Naona wewe ndio. Naam kaka.
kindly, I don't know whether you are just joining now.
Yeah, I was here, but nilitoka kidogo tu nikatoka nje kidogo, nilikuwa nimeitwa. That's why ukaniita hapa, nikaa nimeweka askari wangu, nasema nikiitwa basi wanishtue, maana nilikuwa na mazungumzo. Kuna bwana mmoja alikuwa amekujia, but kama kuna swali sawa, kama kuna lolote la kuniuliza nitachangia, otherwise pokea zangu kwanza maka.
Okay, thank you so much. And I just want us to give our views on this topic as we get into it. I can see our good friend Kennedy is also here. Kennedy, it's nice seeing you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marco Bura. I don't know what is happening. These guys, they've decided that I'm not going to participate in this talk because I can't have net. It keeps on disappearing.
Oh, sorry for that. Yeah, so I think I was not in, so sijui mlifikia wapi, but I'll just start.
We were just discussing the insecurity in Kisumu, the issue with gunship, the space of peaceful protest, and the emerging compensation framework, and where it places the future generation when it comes to peaceful protest. Where, as long as I have money, I can kill you and pay your family.
Yeah.
So I think by the time I left, that is what we were discussing.
Okay. Yeah, I've gotten that. So maybe a part of what you can just give a clarification on. I want to ask you a question, Bana Sankara. More so on what we've always seen, the issues of goons. I don't know whether I'm quite sure you are a very learned young guy, and I am quite sure that I've been seeing you in a lot of shows. Probably you understand Haiti as a country and where they are currently and the reason why they are there. So my question to you is, if you read about the story of Haiti and how it came to be, it started with the people, the goons, politicians using young people, and then, it developed into a gang, and then they overthrew the government. My question to you is, in Kenya, we are seeing politicians are the ones who are using young people. The other time, I remember when the young people were demonstrating, even a whole governor would commit and participate in that particular activity of paying youths. We've seen them being protected by the police. Remember the role of the police. They're supposed to be ensuring that there is peace and all those kind of things, and issues to do with security are sorted. But most of the time, we've seen them even escorting these particular gangs. What does that show about the leadership that we have? And what kind of future are we going to have if we proceed this way? Are we going to end up as Haiti? I'll want to hear from you, Kennedy, and then now I think Simamo, I don't know whether he's fully back. He said he was still busy. Yeah, he's still busy. So, Kennedy, maybe you can give us your views on that. Should Kenyans be fearful of this bad character? I think Honorable Sankara is not having a stable internet. Simam is also a little bit committed. Yeah, so maybe I'll just give my views. We've seen what has been happening, and political Goonism. There is what we call there's a shadow force behind this particular movement. You've seen them coming in rallies. You've seen them coming in campaigns. But all these are causing a lot of violence in Kenya. The other day we saw a school bus was attacked. Kenyans are asking, will this culture end? And that is part of what we are discussing tonight by simply giving our views. Where did the rain started beating us? Where is the root cause of all this Goonism? What are the impacts? Can Kenya rise above this? Those are the questions. So Goonism started in Kenya way back in 1990s during the multi-party era. And I remember hearing that during those days, the president then, President Moi, would hire people, and some of them would actually be given money to move around to simply ensure that the wishes of the government were in place, and anybody who was going against it would be dealt with severely. Bona Sankara, I don't know whether you heard my question. I don't know whether you can proceed with it or kindly confirm if you can hear me.
I've tried, but I see the problem keeps recurring. So I don't know.
I can hear you now. I don't know whether you heard my question.
I can hear you, but while breaking.
Okay. I had asked about whether you know the story of Haiti and the challenges or the
Yes,
problems that
Haiti, I was telling you before I disappeared, I was telling you I've got friends in Haiti and I've had painstaking narrations from them. And it's not a new thing. Started the same way we are building it up.
Okay, I think Mr. Sankara, your internet, we can't hear you. Yeah, maybe I'll just proceed. Just like I was saying, the issue of Goonism started in the early 1990s, when the multi-party era was operating, and the president then, President Moi, would hire people, give them money to, they just move around and pretend that the government is okay and things were working on very well. And, that particular move made it become a norm in Kenya. Goonism became openly used. They were used to displace voters and even tilt the outcomes in those times. So we've seen again. Actually, we partly saw it even during the Mau Mau, where violence was used as a tool of rebellion, and later to silence the dissent, the people who are having the divergent opinion. We saw the issue of Goonism in 2007, 2008 post-election crisis, where over 1,100 people were killed and more than 650,000 displaced. At this particular moment, we saw ethnic militias mobilized through fear and identity. Accountability was very minimal, and setting a precedent for future elections. And this is what we've seen progressing in the Republic of Kenya. And my worry, or the worries of the people of Kenya, is if we had gone through this, if we had seen what Goonism and this particular ethnic mobilization would do, the people are asking then, where are we headed as a people? When are we going to stop this? We've seen this, the modern Goonism, we've seen them transforming, and so we can call them the modern transformation. In 2017 election, violence shifted to intimidation, suppression of supporters, and of course selective police brutality, which we witnessed. And of course, over that time, we saw the death, quite a number of deaths, including the death of Baby Pendo and others. And again in 2022, goons became a gig workers, paid per rally, disruptions, or show of force. We saw them being paid to attend rallies, and rallies would get filled up. And if you speak negative against that particular leader, you would be met with violence alone and a lot of beating. We've seen them disrupting rallies for the opponents, and we can say that it's a force of it shows some force. But what follows again is these people are supposed to be paid, so loyalty followed by cash, but the ideology is nothing. There's no any ideology in it. So the current trend here in 2027, we are seeing them. We saw them last year, we saw them in 2024. It is progressing. Goons are mobilized by brokers. At what level to do the operations? We've seen them being picked from also the young people who are unemployed, and they're willing to do anything for their masters. So they disrupt rallies, they heckle leaders, and sometimes discreet spaces like funerals, church places, and all those kind of things. So, these are the negative things that people are witnessing or are seeing around. So let's just look at how this particular Goonism, how does it work? That is the question that people are asking. We've seen recruitment being done, and this is it's done in an informal way, very fast, and often they always go for or select a former gang leader or a political fixer. Then there's the financing, where politicians fund the group to maintain them and to make them lively. These are some of the things that we are seeing them doing. And then they come up with some other tactics of disrupting opponents, rallies, intimidating voters or opponents, orchestrating violence, as well as per what they are being told. So leaders use inflammatory languages of, for example, you'll find them if they've joined, let me say they've been hired by government, they will say that they will start singing two term with no, and when they are from the opposition, they will start saying must go, just as a way of legitimizing hostility and of course lowering the threshold for violence. So what are the impacts of Goonism in democracy? These are some of the questions again that people are asking. It simply erodes the civic space. Citizens fear attending rallies or engaging politically because they fear that the goons will be sent to them. The other day we saw a lady who was burned to death by goons or gangs, let me call them so. So those are part of the problems. We've seen people being attacked for having a different political, mentality. It also distorts competition. I can say that it shifts politics from persuasion to intimidation, where we've seen a lot of people or political leaders, even those who have nothing to offer, they are simply intimidating others using this particular gangs or goons. It also inflames ethnic tension, where we've seen similar thing happened in 2007, 2028, where opportunist does what we call exploitation of violence to deepen the division amongst people from different areas. It, of course, normalizes coercion as well. Violence becomes embedded in in a political strategy undermining a democratic norm, which is giving and always there to give, whenever people have that right to give their views. So maybe the ones that we saw, we've seen them. The other time we saw them attacking a senator in Kisumu. That was Senator, the senator from Vihiga. And, you'd hear that they were being mobilized by some government officials. We saw them during the fuel protest, not just here in 2027. We saw them in 2025, 2026, where, demonstrations against high prices were exposed, and how quickly the goons came to mobilize or to hijack. So these are some of the problem. Maybe Msimamo, I'll give you a chance to just give your general view on it again. Bwana Msimamo, on what you think about this particular issue. Msimamo?
Mark, kwa kweli nashangaa mimi. Unani Mark? Nashangaa kwa sababu kuna askari wetu ambao walielekea Haiti kule sasa kuweka amani kwa masuala haya ya Goonism. But I do wonder whether walienda kwa hiyo ama ni train kuweza kuja kukaa na hao Goonism jinsi watakavyokaa nao na kuwa escort. So I don't see any impact. Kutoka wao waje na hiyo training waenda kutuliza Haiti kwa sababu ya Goonism, na hapa kwetu nchini bado inaendelea. Sasa mbona ujenge kwa mwenzako ili hali nyumba yako huko inaporomoka? Kwa ni masuala ya kizungumkuti kwamba yanakanganya. Unafika kwamba hao askari wetu tunawategemea haswa kuweza kuona kwamba wanastopisha jambo kama hili, na waliweza kuteuliwa kwenda mbali kuweza kustopisha hili, basi hatungetegemea katika taifa letu kuyaona. Sasa nashangaa kwamba wao walienda kustopisha huko na hapa bado yanaendelea. So hayo ndio mambo mimi ambayo yananipa kizungumkuti, ndugu yangu Mark. Wanafika kwamba kulikuwa kuna haja gani ya wao kwenda kule, ama walienda kuwa being trained jinsi ya kuweza kukaa na Goonism na gunzi na kuweza kuwa watafanya kazi na namna gani na hawa. I don't sindashindwa kuelewa. Kwa hiyo kwa kweli hili ni kizungumkuti, kwa kweli ni kizungumkuti kabisa. Na ikiwa ni hivyo, nani anafandi hawa? Mbona wale wenye kuwafanda wasichukuliwe hatua? For instance, yule aliyofanywa interview mimi ningekuwa mmoja wao, ningemuuliza nani anafandi hai. Then itatoka sheria inafanya mkazi yake haswa akuona kwamba yule ambaye anaweza kuwafanda hawa na kuelekeza hivi cha kufanya, basi huyu ndio ambaye anafaa kuchukuliwa hatua. And then wa pili ni mwenye kukubali hilo ambalo anajua ni si haki kimsingi na amekubali kwenda kufanya. Kwa hiyo kiupande huu ukimalizia kwamba askari wetu I don't know whether nao wana hiyo order from the above ndio wanaichukulia manani, ama ni ile kazi ambao wametengewa kikatiba kuweza kutimiliza, kuona kwamba amani ya taifa imetulia, unaona, uhuni na uhalifu haupo, unaona, kwa sababu hiyo ndo mandate, unaona. So nashindwa kuelewa hapa, ndugu yangu Mark, kwamba mbona tukajenge nyumba ya wenzetu Haiti kwa miaka miwili ama kwa mwaka na kitu, then hapa kwetu nyumbani mambo yanaharibika zaidi. Yale yaliyoenda kutengenezwa kwa wenzetu hapa kwetu yanaendelea. Ndio nashangaa tuko katika taifa la namna gani, na si kwamba hakuna uongozi upo, ila ukingangana nao zaidi wa unakuwa wewe ndiwe ambaye unalengwa zaidi, ni ufungamani na kile ambacho unakuwa ni sahihi, which to me it's a heavy stuff. So mimi nitaachia pale, ndugu yangu, kwamba kuna kibarua, lakini hili litatimilika pale pindi tutaweza kupata viongozi ambao watakuwa na tija kwa kuungana sio wananchi na kuelewana kwamba haya mambo lazima yastopishwe. So hawa wanaona kwamba hawajiamini, hawana sera za kueleza wananchi, lakini wivu kwa wengine na kuona kwamba wanatumia hawa hundi, kwa sababu ni taifa ambayo sasa hivi uaminifu yani haswa katika miji ile kwamba huu utazidi mno, ikiwa pengine haswa askari ndio ambao wanaweza kuescort, na vile vile pia askari wanaweza tumika kwa njia moja ama nyingine kuweza kufanya uhalifu huu. So kwa kweli ni jambo ambalo tunahitaji haswa viongozi ambao watakuwa wanatija na kuona kwamba haswa masuala haya yanakomeshwa kabisa once and for all. But under this regime I don't see whether wanaweza stopisha hii ya hawa magoons kabisa na kuwatokomeza. Itakuwa ngumu, kwa sababu ikiwa hawa wanaofadhili hasa wapo na wafadhiliwa wapo na askari wetu wapo, lakini hakuna la tija, basi ina maana uongozi wetu ndio ambao ni wa kulazimika. Nitaachia hapa, asante.
Okay, thank you so much, Msimamo. Allow me to say hi to Iho at the comment section. Thank you so much for finding time to join us. We appreciate your time and of course your presence. Yes, so Bwana Msimamo, maybe something else that you can give us your views on. I haven't really watched much today.
Kile nimepepesa jicho ni Wanga kikaangwa pale Senate. Sio kama ulifuatilia.
Oh yeah, maybe I saw her saying that the cost of constructing a toilet is $500,000.
Then gazebo
the gazebo is 2.8 million.
Sasa jiulize swali, haya mahesabu yanatija? Kwa sababu gazebo ni mkubwa wa parasol. Ndio ile tunaweka tent. Sasa hiyo gazebo, how does it cost? That's a huge man. Hiyo a lot of money. Hiyo pesa yote inatumika kwa gazebo ya nini? At because watu tunaweza panda watu 300, hata kama ni watu 300, but gazebo nimetumia sana wakati nikifanya kazi zangu za sales. Wakati huo kwa tunazitumia sana gazebo, haswa zenye rangi na tija ya kampuni fulani ilikuwa inaifanyia fulani. So for real, gazebo hata kama inge cost hata ingechukua hiyo gazebo, hata kama ni gazebo ya namna gani, haingechukua more than 300,000, lakini sasa ni 2 point something million. Ndio nakuta hapa, ndio unagundua fika kwamba sio wananchi ni kanga wenye chongo, siku zote tunafukulia wenye macho. So huu penzi ambao sometimes tunauweka kwa viongozi, yani tunakuwa tumeshikwa hapo, haswa kwamba ukitajua kiongozi wako na yasiyokuwa na tija, unakuwa mstari wa mbele kuweza kupingana nayo. Sasa ukijiuliza haya mahesabu ambayo yameweza kuulizwa na haya maswali kuulizwa pale Senate, unagundua fika kwamba kwa kweli hakika pesa ya mwananchi inatumika visivyo mno, na kwa kweli inatumika visivyo mno. Si kwamba ni taifa ambalo halina pesa, pana taifa ambalo liko na, lakini je, matumizi yake yanatumika namna gani? So hilo ni jambo ambalo kwa kweli linitamausha ndugu yangu Maka sana sana sana. Then la pili ni la bajeti. Bajeti hii, mbona pesa nyingi zimeelekezwa kwa vyombo vya usalama, pesa nyingi imeelekezwa katika mahakama, pesa nyingi imeelekezwa katika sehemu fulani hivi kama 5 ambazo kwa kweli unakuta kwamba mbona zimewekezwa hela nyingi hivi, hela ndefu namna hii. Je, lengo ni nini? Ndio hayo ambayo mimi ndugu yangu Mark naweza nikaongezea hapo kwamba kwa kweli hatujaondokewa haswa na kuweza kuona shilingi hii ikitafutwa haswa ndani ya mifuko yetu. Kwa hiyo tutegemee kwamba unaipata leo, kesho haipo, unaipata leo, kesho imetoka, unaipata leo, kwa sababu kuipata kwenye kwanza ngumu, lakini pia ukiipata matumizi yanazidi haswa kile kiwango cha hela. Then swali langu la pili kwako, swali langu kwako ni kwamba lini uliweza kuona shilingi 10 mpya? Ikiwa kweli haswa uchumi unatangazwa umeimarika, hela zipo za kutosha kama hivi uliona zimetengwa na kutajwa, But lini nimeona siku mpya ambayo imetengenezwa swa juzi tu. Maana mimi naona kambe 10 inaelekea kupotea, nikipata ni ile ile ya zamani. Sioni kwamba kuna ule mwendelezo wa pesa. Je, katika namna hii na hata 50 bob nimepeza kitambo. Yani tunachukuliaje taifa? Kwa nini tunadanganywa ama tunadanganywa na nchi kwamba uchumi umeimarika na ile hali mambo yanajionyesha yenyewe? Max, unazungumziaje hili? Asante.
Oh, yeah, he's saying that
Ili la uchumi haswa unalizungumziaje kaka? Maana linatangazwa mno sana kwamba uchumi umeimarika na mambo yako sawa kabisa, yaani ndani ya miaka mitatu ijayo, miwili ijayo, mambo yatabadilika katika taifa. Awishwa kwamba litabadilika katika hii hali. Asante.
Okay, thank you. My side is I don't think there's nothing positive that we've seen or experienced in this. I mean, in this government, in terms of improvement in economy, I think there's too much regrets from the people. Most of the people who elected this government, there's too much suffering in the Republic of Kenya, and people are not really enjoying life. Things are tough. Majority of Kenyans are finding it tough. And so when there's that continuous conversation about how Kenya is doing well in terms of economic, then I don't know where those people live. I don't know. I hear you saying cost of what? Oh, the cost of constructing toilets in Homa Bay was being quoted to be 500,000, and the cost of constructing a gazebo was 2.5 million. I mean 2.8 million, according to Governor Wanga's estimation. It is as real as that. I can see gazebo made of gold. No, just a gazebo made with the normal materials. Kenya does not have money under Ruto. We are living in borrowed money and time. It is true. We've seen a lot of, even in this budget, there is a lot of money that is going to be borrowed. The question is, after it being borrowed, will it be paid? And again, after it being borrowed, will that money be channeled into the economy to assist the people of Kenya? Those are some of the questions people are asking. Kenya has gone down the drain since the broad-based government. It is true. It is true. And I think I'll leave it at that particular point. Maybe, Simao, before I leave, I wanted to hear your take on Ruto at the G7 summit, where President Ruto is in Evian, France, representing Africa at the G7. The message here is pushing for reforms in the global financial system. And is this global, the question people are asking, is this global visibility worth the cost of frequent foreign trips? Do you see President Ruto travel as productive diplomacy or wasted resources? Bwana Msimamo, give us your take on that and your final remarks.
Kwamba Dingi ameenda France.
Yes, the president is in France attending a G7 summit. Easy trips zake mingi, are they really productive, or it is a waste of resources?
To me, it's a waste of process. To be fair, it's a waste of process. Kwa sababu since tukizipiga idadi hizi matrips kwa kweli ni zaidi ya 100 na, lakini sasa impact na maendeleo ya nchi hakuna. Unaona, labda ameenda kule kwa sababu mwenyewe anajibebea budget yake on his own behalf. Hapa tumeleta bilioni 2, hapa tumeleta kinyume na ile na ile budget yenye imetengwa. So for real, hii wacha amalize yake, wacha zunguka amalize wakati wa nani, tutapambana wakati wa chaguzi 2027. Nafikiri hapo ndio itakuwa suluhu la kweli, kwa sababu Hii impact hata kama anaenda kwa mkutano wa G7, but ni ile tu kwamba amepata mwanya wa kutoka alafu na kuingia, lakini kukikalia kiti aswa state hazikisawasawa, nadhani ana ugomvi na kile kiti. Nafikiri kama kiti kingekuwa mwanadamu, basi kingekuwa kisha report aswa polisi kutafuta haki. Mbona mimi nimekalishwa hapa na sioni tija? Kilichonikalisha hapa ni nini? So for real, time ya kufanya kazi haipo, na akitoka huko kwa kweli atafuliza kwa rallies. Then unasema wenzako hawana maana, wamebeba tu maspika huko na asiwa na kwaya na nini na nini, so unakuta mwisho wa siku kwa kweli inatamausha. Let's be fair, let's be honest, kwa kweli inatamausha. So tumi sitaki kulichangia zaidi ya hapo, ila tu kwamba hii ni mambo ya kawaida tumezoea, kwa sababu nafasi anayo na hakuna wa kumpinga, basi afanye kila anaona kwake ni sahihi. Lakini nakumbuka swa mchimba kisima mwisho wa siku utumbukia yeye mwenyewe. Kwa hiyo hili nalo awe nalo kwamba ajiulize asoma trips zote hizi zimeleta nini katika hili taifa. Mwananchi aswa fungu lake ni lipi? Ukitazama finance bill ambayo ipo ni ya kukusanya pesa aswa kuijaza hii bajeti ambayo imewekwa. Kimtazamo wangu mimi, finance bill hii ambayo imeletwa basi ni kuikusanyia pesa hii bajeti kubwa ambayo imewekwa ya matrilioni. Naambia sasa aswa nani ataweza kuichangia kama si mwananchi? Na kama ni mwananchi, je, umemwezesha na lipi? Umemwezesha namna gani kiuchumi, kuona kwamba pesa inazunguka kikamilifu, kwamba mwisho wa siku kwamba aswa hii bajeti itakaa kwa ile kwamba finya apiga uwali, mwisho wa siku basi atimie. Kisha bajeti hii ukiangalia sehemu tano hizi ambazo zimewekezwa pesa, unashangaa hii ni nini kinaendelea baadaye. So kwa kweli sina usemi mwingi, ila tu nitamaliza kwa kusema hivi kwamba lilo la mwanzo huwa siku zote lina mwisho wake. Kumbuke uongozi ni jambo ambalo ni la kupita, ni la kuja na kupita tu. Lakini je, legacy yako itakuwa legacy gani pindi umepewa nafasi ya kuwa kiongozi? Na nikimalizia pia, mwisho wa siku jamani, aswa viongozi wetu ni warai, wawe viongozi wa kweli, wasibahatishe, wasitupeleke kwamba ni kana kwamba tunaenda kwa rulers instead ya leaders. Tumeondokana aswa katika hilo. So hii mfumo ambao unakaa kwamba parliament imetiwa kiganjani, kila kitu kimetiwa kiganjani na mtu mmoja, basi this thing kwa kweli inaniuma mimi. Kwa hiyo mimi nitaachia hapo kakangu Mark, not only kuwa kuna jambo lolote. Asante.
Okay, thank you so much, a good friend Fusimamo. And I hear you saying Ruto is a guest. He's not a guest. Ruto is a G7 guest, not a permanent member. It's not going to benefit Kenya, but the West. Okay. Ruto should get his priority right by putting the Kenyans first. I agree with you. It is what it is. I think we learned at that particular moment. I mean, this particular moment, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate everyone who joined us. Eric, Franklin, Brenda, Iho, June Wesley. I saw and everyone who joined us. I want to take this opportunity to just appreciate and say a big thank you. We appreciate your time and, of course, you coming to give us your views. Most of the comment section, we appreciate you. I want to appreciate Simamo and Honorable Sankare was also here with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate and we hope to see you again tomorrow. Let me wish you all a blessed morning, a blessed evening, a blessed night, a blessed afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much and God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Thank you so much. I hope we appreciate your time and your consistency. May God bless you. Thank you so much, and bye-bye for today.